Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you today about how to use the software GoHighLevel for your auto shop. Now, this is for auto body shops, auto repair shops, collision repair, paintless dent repair, detailers, custom shops, and really more. And actually, any business for that matter can use this software. Thousands of businesses are using this. And I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough on how we do it or how we use it for our own customers, clients. And at the end, I'm actually going to send you a link, or you can probably click the link below in the description or comments and go ahead and pick up our free Auto Shop CRM snapshot. I'm going to walk you through how you do that. And really, you can just integrate that into your GoHighLevel account and get started right away with all these things I'm going to talk about. Okay, so first off, a quick disclaimer. I am a GoHighLevel affiliate, so if you do click a link below, then I may get a commission if you sign up using my link. And another quick disclaimer is that results may vary and are not guaranteed no matter what software you use. There's no guarantee of income, lead volume, customer count, business growth, or any from us or GoHighLevel. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to give you this demo and let's talk about the GoHighLevel CRM for auto shops. Okay, guys, here we are inside of GoHighLevel. This is the CRM and customer or client relationship management software. And it's really more about lead and customer tracking, but there's so many things you can do with this that it's CRM. We call it a CRM. So here we are inside a sub account of mine. A sub account is basically you have 3 business accounts that you can use inside of your account. I have a lot. I'm an agency, but if you purchase one, then you'll probably have 3 that you can use. For the most part, most people will probably only use one location, and that's fine. So what you're going to do is up here on the left side, you're going to click on that and click into your location. If you haven't installed this yet, what you can do is you can either click the link below. I'm going to have a link in the description or the link below in the comments possibly, and go to that website. It's actually autoshopmarketingpros.com. And I think there's a free section. You can click on Autoshop CRM. You're going to be able to just request that and get immediate access to that snapshot and the directions there. So once you do that, you're going to click load. And if you don't have GoHighLevel, you're going to request a 14-day trial. So you can do that. And at that point, you'll be able to load this snapshot, all the things we're talking about. And here is where you're going to come. So you're going to click this. You're going to come into Launchpad. It may look a little bit different than you. They may have some new features for you to make it easy to start up. I would recommend just clicking a lot of these that you're able to connect. So at the top, you see this manage your Google business profile. If you connect that, then that's going to connect your Google business profile. Obviously it says that. And then that's going to allow you to do some various things. One of them is going to be reputation management. You'll be able to pull in all your reviews and have a cool little review widget. You can put that on your website. You can reply to reviews inside there and some other features as well. Here you have connecting Facebook. So you're going to want to do this as well for just all sorts of aspects that you might be doing. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. That's the top ones here that I recommend. There might be some other ones that you can do as well. So before we go into more items in this, one of the best things that we found GoHighLevel is able to do is integrate a get quote form or survey into your website and into your ads. So for most auto shops, what we want to do is we want to allow customers to request a quote. And that's the starting point for most auto shops, whether it's auto repair, auto body, PDR, detailing. You want people to access to get a quote for whatever service they are providing. And by doing that, you can really just get their name, phone number, information, request pictures, and so on. So in here, let me show it to you. If you go down to sites, is where we have it at. We go over to surveys and builder. This right here, in this snapshot, we've got various examples of this survey. I'd recommend looking at this new quote request form or survey. Now I'm going to show you a live version that you can go and test as well. In here, this looks, if you're not familiar with how a survey looks, there's multiple kind of slides and pages. I'm going to show you a live one. So here is an example of the get quote form that we use. We can change the colors. We can change pretty much anything on here. I'm going to show you that here. So here is the form inside the builder. And all these little slides would work just the same way on here. So here's a name, email, phone number, and into your car, your make and model. And we can just pick a car. And then do you have pictures? Yes or no? If you have no, this would really be good for auto repair. No, it just goes straight to description. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I just wanted to give you an idea. Yes. And here's where we can just start adding location, pictures, and then you click no. This is going to go to the end. And when you submit this, then what's happening is it's going to really somewhere on your website, but the data is then going into this CRM. Let me just show you where that's at. And what happens is it's coming into this thing called opportunities. Opportunities is like a pipeline of where your leads are going to be at. So there, in my example, Jeep. So here we've got me, and this is a lead. This is a whole pipeline. And these pipelines can really be customized to your individual business. But what we've done is we created an initial lead pipeline, and then we've created a kind of a production board pipeline. The lead submits it here, or really anywhere on your website where there's an input form. So think about this little form here. This could be just like yours on your website. It could be a little widget, click information here. You submit that. That would also come into here. Okay, it could be there, or it could be your contact form. It could be a lead from Facebook or Instagram or Google Ads, or really wherever, or just one off the street where they just came in. And those leads are all going to end up in this pipeline here. They're going to come in through some different automations. And these are all things that we've pre-built. I can show you that real briefly, but while we're in this pipeline section, let me just show you what's happening. This guy here is a lead. So here we can click on this guy and move him around. We can click and open him. What we do is the name and the car you're making model will typically automatically show up as a name. So that way you can see it right there. It'll see that's automatically the name there and the car you're making model. And then in here, initially, maybe there's a lead value of 0. But let's say this guy submitted a quote request and you end up finding out, okay, the estimate's actually, let's say it's $650. So you put that in there and you can enter that, you can update that information. Now that opportunity value will show $650, and you'll see that, oh yeah, he's worth $650. And maybe he is going over here. He's actually scheduled for an inspection. So you can drag him over like that. And we can do different things with this guy. We have automations that we can set up an appointment. So let me just click in there and show you that real quick. If you click inside this guy, you can actually add an appointment for him. So if you click this book update appointment, and then you just select the calendar. And in this, you may see a personal name calendar, but the appointment calendar should show up as the location name. We had these weird little symbols. This is actually a custom field. So your location name, whatever your business name is, will automatically populate for that calendar. Now you can change that if you want it to look a little cleaner. Then you can select the date here that you want, select the time, and then book that appointment. And then this guy's going to start getting automated text, emails, appointment reminders. Another thing you can do in here is you can see notes from past things. I've done this demo a little bit before, and you could add a note here. You could say needs transmission. It's a big job. You'll see that the note popped up there, and then you'll see who it was created by, the time. And now you have a good tracking system to see the notes on this particular lead or customer. There's a lot of other things you can do in here. You can actually click this contact details. And here is where, if you scroll down, you'll see the email, the phone number. And there's various things on the side here. So we can change this. We can look in here and see the general info. If we know the guy's address and all that stuff, you can add that in there. The vehicle information. So here's where if we got the VIN, a VIN picture, it would show up there. Get the type of car. And this might be for a different form, but there's the car year, make and model. 2020 Jeep Gladiator. This would be for detailing, might say this stuff. So there's different options, and you can delete these fields if you don't really want them in there. Insurance coverage, you can put insurance coverage, yes or no, the type of insurance, the location of vehicle, if you're going to the vehicle for maybe an inspection or maybe mobile repair. And here we got the repair information. And here we've got service needed, description. Some of these will be specifically for maybe PDR or other type of repairs. And then here, these say dent location, but it's really repair location. So this would be where images pop up for dents, for damages and all that stuff. So if we go back to this guy here, now you can see him here. Let me just talk about the next pipeline. A lot of times these leads will come in and you want to track them, but then once they're a customer, you don't want to have a gigantic board for all the old leads and new leads and customers. So what we did was we built this additional production board. And what that is by the time they become a customer, now they're off this area, they're in the other one. So here, what happens is we can put repair scheduled, or I believe this right here, if we move it over, it will move it from drop for repairs. It'll move it into this production board, and it might take a second to do that. All right, so now this guy has moved here. And if I have my normal filter actually shows open contacts. So normally it'll just show opportunity, and opportunity was open. Okay, so this is the filter. Normally it's open. That means it's like open leads. And now you see none there. But what happens is we moved him to 1. So if I clear this filter, he is actually there in this production board. He's moved there. And now he's actually over to this level, number 2. And once again, you'd have to change that name. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Now he's moved in here to this car is dropped off. And here now we can modify each of these columns. And I'll show you that's basically in this pipeline section. One of the huge benefits here is that as we move them over, we can customize these columns. And if you want to provide the customer an update, you can do that automatically. So you don't have to update this person every time this happens. You can have a text automatically go to the customer. Let's say the insurance is approved. Now, James, hey, James, thanks so much. Your insurance was approved. We're going to go ahead and get started on the job. You can do this for every single section here, every single stage. We can send this person a new text that, hey, parts were delivered, if you want to, whichever one you want and don't want to do. So we can move them over. And then one of the things is when we get to maybe 100% complete is, hey, James, thanks so much for your business. We really appreciate it. Would you mind leaving us a review? Or the first one will really be, your car is ready for pickup. And then a little bit later, we can ask for a review. Automated, all those automated. Then you can still call them. Now it's getting an automation. Now, how do we change each one of these here? You're going to go into pipelines, and inside that pipeline, this is the initial lead flow. This is production board. And wherever we have this brackets right there, you're going to need to change that. So you click that little pencil deal, and then you can change this to your business name. Initial lead flow. You can change this whole thing if you want, but the reason is 1 and 2, it typically makes the drop down easier to follow. So here, like if I don't want this new stage added, I think I did that as a demo. I can delete that. Then I need to save it down here in the bottom. If I don't want something here, I can click that. I can change it. I can put new leads. And then I need to click save down there at the bottom. That's the overview on the pipeline. And once again, there's a lot of things you can do in here for this particular lead. But as you can see, he's here now. And the major piece is this helps you track that, oh, no new leads. They're all moved out. Helps you keep track of them, helps you text and email them. And on that note, if I go over to here If you have the texting set up, what you can do is you can go in here and click this view conversations. This is going to show you every action that's actually happened with this particular lead. These right here are basically where the stage is moved. So I can scroll up and see if there's older messages. And for this guy, I haven't set up, it's a demo account, so I haven't set up the texting and emailing. If it were to happen, I could see a text that went out, a text that came in. And I could also click right here, SMS, WhatsApp if you use that. Most of us don't use that here in the US, but SMS email, we can do that right here. You can go ahead and type any text right here, say, James, your car is ready. And then you could click that. And you notice it actually gives you a little automated addition to that. So it's pretty neat. You can click send. Now, see that it says there are no phone numbers attached to this account, which means you cannot send it yet. Email. I could do an email as well, and it will do that for me. I can change the email right there for the drop down if there's multiple emails attached to this. So there's quite a bit of things you can do for that. And this is just the opportunities, just the tracking. So just those two alone are very powerful. This get quote form is very powerful and useful for shops who are using it, followed by the lead kind of stages and dashboard. Now, what else happens when you click that get quote form? So for some people, we want to automatically schedule an appointment. And here in this calendar section, this would be customized for you. You're going to go up here, calendars, click calendar settings. So here, if I go back to this, if I click this and submit, ideally the next step is immediately to say, schedule your appointment. Now, if you notice, see this name, AutoShop CRM template? That's the actual name of the account. You notice that right there? And the name of the calendar is schedule appointment for that location name. That means what happens is whatever the name that you've put in assigned for the business on this account will automatically show up as the name right here. And that's how we've aligned everything in this account, everything in this dashboard or snapshot, is that once you fill out those basic business settings, it will automatically populate all the templates for you. You'll have to change some things. Getting back to the quote, someone fills out the quote to come in here. If you want to let people automatically schedule appointments, it can come to a page like this. Then you can choose the date. Okay, to the 19th. Pick your times. I believe in here we've also pre-assigned it to only be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. As you can see, Monday through Friday. You'll have to set that up in the settings, which is actually easy. Back here, you're going to go to that edit calendar and you can just change. Obviously, you're going to change your logo. You don't use listen. Here, you don't need to change that, but if you want to see the name of your business, you can change it there too. But keep in mind, whatever you do here will show up right there. That's what that shows up in. These words right here are this description. So whatever you type those two locations, that's going to show up in that calendar. Availability, if you say, hey, we work 7 a.m. or 9 a.m., you could do that right there. That's the calendar. If we select 145, select that. Now it's just going to verify this information again. Now this is the basic form. You can also customize these going back here, clicking, let's see, forms and payments. So this is a kind of a default form, but you can change it. If you notice, I've got this drop down. These are the default forms inside the snapshot. There's a contact us form, or you can just make one up yourself and see what you want. You do want to verify their name, email, phone number, and this stuff for an appointment. Those are some major components, is the calendar, the get quote form. And then as far as automations go, let me show you here. If you click this automations column over on the left side, then what's happening when you do this form, when you do this little widget or the appointments, the only reason any of that will work is if you enable some of these workflows. Let's start real quick with the website workflows. We name it that because it's from the website. Chat submitted, contact us form, website survey form. These are the three basic ones that you will use. Let me just show you the chat submitted one, and this will give you an idea. For pretty much every automation in this account, what we do is there's always a trigger. The trigger is what is causing this thing to happen. In this case, the trigger is it's a chat. It replied to the chat widget. Now there's some more advanced things, but this is the basic thing. It's going to create a lead for every single action. We always want to create or update a lead. It creates a new lead right there. It tells you where the lead is at. There's some other things. We add a tag, add the notes for this lead, provided it here. Here's the information. We always want to text the business. So whatever your business is, we want to send you a text, and here's where the location, the phone number, and the name, all these things are automated. So you don't even have to do anything for this. This will automatically send whatever phone number is on file for your business. It's going to send that there if you have the correct phone number in the system. Same thing for the email. Now the email, you do need to update some things here. This will change it for your name and location, but if you notice here, I've got these templates. I'll show you where that's at, but you're gonna need to go in there and change some of these red items. All right, so here, this stuff is basic information. All these things with the weird looking squiggly lines, all that is automated. You do not need to change any of those things unless you want to. Here I put click image below to change your logo. So you can click that and click this delete, change your logo, and then it's done. This thing is ready to rock and roll. And then if you change anything, just click save action to that. And then so that email is going to the lead or the business maybe. Then we have one going to the lead. Again, you're going to need to change the red and then text to the lead. Now, this texting is only going to work once you set up the texting for your business. So that's pretty much how every workflow works. The same kind of consistent actions, setting up leads, notes, texts, and emails. Here you can go in, you'll see how the appointment workflows work, how the ads workflow works. The ad workflow is the Google ad quote request form. That's the one that I'm talking about right here. It's about the same thing for the website as well, but it's just specifically for that survey form. Here is one thing for the pipeline changes. When someone changes an event in the pipeline, here is one thing that we have set up. I have this one working right now. So if a lead moves from the initial pipeline to the production board or drop for repairs, it's going to shift it over to these. These right here are where we want to have these texts. So if a lead is moved to the insurance approved estimate, the trigger is in the production board, it shifted to insurance approved. The action would be it sends a text to the customer saying, hey, we want to let you know your estimate was approved. If you want to change any of this language, you can click in there and just delete whatever you want. Then click save action. And then in order for this to work, right now it's draft, you got to click publish and save. And you'll notice it says saved. And if we go out of here, you'll see that it is green. It should be green. Okay, so there's green right there, published. If you see a draft, then it means that there is no action happening to that. But the published ones are working. That is what is going to work for you. So those are the major things. I will go over some other things in a future video. But again, the big pieces for the auto shop customer CRM, for most auto shops, the major component would be these forms on your website. We want everything coming in. We want this chat widget. We want this form. We want the quote estimate form. We want the contact us form. We want Facebook leads, all coming in to our opportunities here. That's going to allow us to send automated text, automated emails, automated voicemails, drops, and even start engaging that AI chat once it's set up. That will probably be another video, but this right here is going to get you started on these actions, and this is a major piece. One more thing, let me just show you this for this video. If you click on this reputation here at the bottom left, reputation is something that you can really implement immediately. If you connected your Google business profile, we can start adding that to your website. And here we're going to have this widget. Click widgets, and I don't have one connected, but essentially if you click this edit widget, we're going to be able to add something here. This will pull in reviews from your Facebook or Google business. And what I do is recommend you click this masonry minimum ratings. I usually do it 4 stars and above. Then you can click this, some of these up here. You can change this customer reviews to something like your shop. Let's say it's Bob's Auto Shop. Bob's Auto Shop customer reviews. It's going to change it right there. There you go. And then you can change this to see what our customers say to something like happy customers. Happy customer reviews. And then it should change down there. So you can see it right there change. This rating, this will show the total average rating of all the reviews. Total review count will list the totals. If you don't have that many, maybe you just uncheck that block. It'll show just the number. And then write a review button. If this is going to be on your website, maybe you want this so that people can click it and leave you a review. If it's on your landing page, then leave that off. That way you don't want people clicking that from the landing page. There's some other options here. You can change colors, but I basically just leave it like that. Here's another setting. This AI summary is actually pretty good. You can do short, detailed, or action points, and that's up to you on what you choose, but read what it says right there and see what it's doing. Now, in order for this to show up on your website, what you need to do is click this copy code, and then you're going to put that into your website, contact your website administrator, and it goes into an HTML block. No matter what kind of builder you use, where it's at, you can add this on your website. And then this is going to automatically pull those reviews onto your website. Another thing we can do with these reviews is automatically post these to your Facebook page. Now, that will be down here in marketing. I don't have anything connected here, but what you're going to do is connect your pages in the social media. Essentially, you can have automated post for reviews in here. I would say that is a good kind of overview of this site for today. The big thing is, this is really fast to get up and going. It's a great way for auto shops to implement this get quote form and capture leads all across your website, Facebook, wherever you're getting leads from, ads, bring them into this CRM right away. Automatically text, automatically email, fast emails, fast text, fast responses to both you, the business owner, and any managers you want, and any leads that you have. That's one of the major keys, one of the major benefits for this system is its speed of lead. Really, in this industry, whoever gets to the lead the quickest is most likely to win that customer. And so if you have a system like this that gets them fast responses, notifies you quickly, then you are more likely to take advantage of that new lead, get that lead into a customer, and grow your business. Okay, guys? I hope that helps. If you like this content, if you found it helpful, again, click the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment. And if you do need help with any of these items, you can go to autoshopmarketingpros.com and click on schedule a call, see if we can help you out. And once again, that snapshot will be in the link below the comments or the description. Okay, guys, take care. God bless. Bye-bye.